Gay, but naked, gay romance, gay fiction, first time gay. Written by Kathleen Hope, narrated by Leonard Jr. Table of Contents. Chapter 1, Welcome to Camp Sky Lake. Chapter 2, Growing Closer. Chapter 3, A Slip in the Woods. Chapter 4, Confessions. Chapter 5, Kiss Beneath the Stars. Chapter 6, As Slow as You Need. Chapter 7, Thunderstorm. Chapter 8, Lightning Crashes. Chapter 1, Welcome to Camp Sky Lake. Joey turned onto the beaten dirt track, car bouncing as he followed the road through the woods, seeing glimpses of the lake between the trees. The road turned down and then, mindful of his speed and hoping there wouldn't be a rut too deep, Joey turned the final familiar corner. The road ended in a gravel parking lot, bordered by a fence. He parked and got out, looking around with a fond smile. There were a few buildings near the parking lot, and an empty flagpole. A little farther down was the lake, sparkling blue in the late summer heat. Flies and insects buzzed around him, making the place feel even more abandoned than the empty parking lot would indicate. "Joey, over here!" An affable older man stepped out of the nearest building. He was balding and chubby, dressed in stained denim. He wiped his hands on his jeans. Smiling, Joey walked over and shook his hand. "Mr. Hollins, good to see you. Welcome back to Camp Sky Lake." He gestured around. "Always a bit of a mess left after the last campers go home." "I know. I was one of those campers," said Joey. "And I don't mind. This was his third late summer here, working for a few weeks before heading off to college. You've got company this year. I'm not supposed to do heavy lifting anymore, on account of my back. Got another young man coming up here. It's community service, but I've been assured he'll do his part." "Well, you take care of yourself, Mr. Hollins," said Joey. "I'm sure the two of us will have everything taken care of, just like always." "I'm counting on you," he said, handing Joey the keys. "Why not throw your stuff in the cabin? I'm heading out after the other fellow gets here." "Sure." Joey walked back to his car and reached for his bag, just as the sound of a low engine filled the air. He straightened and watched a beat-up motorcycle come into the parking lot. The other man parked and pulled off his helmet. He looked Joey over with something between interest and wariness. Joey met his gaze, and he couldn't help but notice his dark eyes and the muscle underneath his tight t-shirt. Well, this could be trouble indeed. Everything about the other man seemed to be carefully constructed to give off as much bad boy vibe as possible, right down to the slick ponytail. "I'm Dave," he said, tucking his helmet under his arm. "Joey." Joey offered his hand. "Understand you're going to be helping out." "I'm here, ain't I?" He shook Joey's hand. "Well, if you got gear, I'll show you where you can stow it. We'll be sharing a cabin." "All right." Dave opened up a saddlebag and pulled out some things. Joey tried not to stare at the way Dave's jeans perfectly fit his hips and ass. After all, he didn't know a thing about Dave, and they had a couple of weeks up here to get to know one another. "You must be David," said Mr. Hollins, coming over to meet him. "Dave, but yeah." He ran a hand through his hair. "Well, it's good to have you. Joey here will show you the ropes. I've got to head into town. Might not be back until tomorrow." "That's fine," said Joey, giving him a smile. "Long as you stocked the kitchen." "I did. Don't you worry." He rubbed his own ample belly. "Nobody is going to go hungry if I have anything to say about it." Joey chuckled. "Come on, Dave. Let me show you around." He led the way down a well-beaten path to a set of cabins ringing a large central fire pit. "This is where we're sleeping. We'll be making sure everything is cleaned up and shut down for the winter." He unlocked the first cabin and led the way inside. 4 sets of bunks were against the walls, with double lockers at the end of each. "Take your pick of beds. I'm afraid they're all pretty much the same." Joey opened the locker nearest the door and tossed his bag inside. Dave looked around a minute, then took the bottom bunk across the room from him, tossing his bag on the bed. "Let me show you Camp Sky Lake," said Joey. Dave trailed close behind as Joey walked back out of the cabin. "There are 3 rings like this, 2 on this side of the admin buildings, and 1 on the other side. They keep talking about building a 4th, but it hasn't happened yet. The buildings in the middle are the admin building, the storage shed and the barn, which has the
Sample complete. Ready to continue?